is a little weird because this is the new setup for an episode that's coming out in about a month or so. Yeah, I figured I'd talk about the origins of Thrive's Tales from the Basement, because, why not? Tales from the Basement was originally just called The Basement, and it had a different premise where it was going to focus on just the youth leaders. There was going to be a new youth leader joining the staff, and it was going to follow her adventures as she interacted with the other 4 youth leaders, and the kids were really just kind of essentially plot points for specific episodes. They weren't really the main focus, they were just kind of there. This storyline ended quite prematurely when Mike and Dawn actually ended up moving to Kentucky, which sparked the classic line from Ivana.
What state is Kentucky?
So the inciting incident kind of remained the same, where it was sort of an outsider coming into this new role, but instead of a new youth leader joining me and 3 other youth leaders, it was actually me stepping into the role of interim youth pastor, or whatever I called it in the first episode. The interim director of student ministries. For all intents and purposes, youth pastor. That's easier to say and easier to remember. And then with this kind of restructuring of everything, the kids kind of became more of the focal point. But we shot the series over the summer of 2014, literally over the course of 3 months, to come up with 9 episodes of this kind of vlog sort of thing, documenting my transition from youth leader to, for all intents and purposes, youth pastor. The original plan was to make 9 episodes, which explains the sense of finality that's at the end of the 9th episode. The reason why that one was super long as well compared to the other ones, which were about 7 minutes long. This one was, I think, like 15 minutes long or something. And like that was really supposed to be it. And we had like special credit. I think it's the only episode that had credits, and it just had this like ending feeling to it. And that was honestly supposed to be it. Like, it was going to be those 9 episodes, and that was it. It was just a fun thing that we were going to do for one summer. After the one where Eric started stealing stuff, that's when we realized, hey, this is fun. Other people were watching it, and we're like, this is fun. Let's keep doing it. So we decided to kind of follow up on plot points that we had kind of hinted at, or just they were supposed to be sort of one-off jokes. The whole thing with baseball bat was supposed to be kind of a one-off joke. We expanded on that. We expanded on Anna's baptism. We expanded on Itzel and Eric's relationship and did weird things with that. We went from those initial 9 episodes and just took it into an entirely different direction, where it became more of a fictional reality series. We call this show a fictional reality series because it is set up to be like a vlog, like these things are really happening, but it's kind of pushed to the extreme. I'm sorry for those of you who thought that every single episode was 100% real. It's not. Season 1 was much more of a real thing, was much more of, hey, people at church want to see what the youth's doing. All right, let's make this silly show and just kind of embellish a couple of things, but this is pretty much what's really going on in the youth group's lives. And, real life is boring, so that's why we added lightsabers and evil mermaids.
I fought a mermaid.
Times.
But yeah, so that's essentially the origin of the series. Would have been a completely different thing if it focused on the youth leaders as opposed to the youth group itself. This is going to be a new kind of sub-series, I guess, based on the whole behind-the-scenes stuff for Tales from the Basement, because despite us putting in a bunch of bloopers and stuff into finished episodes, there's a lot that actually ends up on the cutting room floor. There's a lot of really random things that go on that would be pretty fun to share with all you guys.
I know, absolutely no reaction.
I would throw a snake at me.
Not nice.
I'm sorry.
So that's going to happen at some point. You get to see a lot more of the ridiculousness, like things that are way too ridiculous to post in the already ridiculous episodes. And it would be a waste not to share them. So that's what's going to happen at some point. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. That was awkward. That was really awkward.